Okay, it is the last day of SEMA for me. My feet hurt, my voice is going because I've been talking to people all week, but I want to show you some cool truck stuff. I'm Fred Williams. I have a show on Motortrend channel called Dirt Every Day. And on that show, we're always looking at cool four-wheel drive and off-road vehicles. Trucks, Jeeps, tractors, anything that's cool and different and made to go in the dirt. When I come to SEMA, I'm looking for those types of products, those types of vehicles. Things with big tires, winches, lights, all that sort of thing. And I wanted to start the show out here. I want to show you about 5 things that I found that are different and unique compared to other years at the SEMA Show. All these things are parts or products that I think would be great for going off-roading with. Let's start right here with light bars. Now these light bars, they're LED bars, and they are everywhere at SEMA this year. You see them on every show truck, every Jeep. They have one here, one up there. Some of them have 4, 5, 6 light bars all over the place. Light bars are really neat because they take the old technology of these big round lights and they condense them into a lot of small little LEDs and put them into a bar situation, which makes it easy to mount. So if you look around SEMA like we've been doing all week, you'll see them under bumpers, along roof racks, all over the place. They're really good for going off-roading and great for going four-wheeling. One of the cool things about SEMA is that as an off-road guy, I like technical stuff. I like suspensions and engines and gearing and all this type of stuff. And when you go to SEMA, the industry is there competing, but also pushing each other forward to come up with cooler stuff. Like if only somebody could come up with a bar that had a lot of lights in it, that would be brilliant. Light bar, light bar, light bar, light bar, light bar, light bar, light bar. Another light bar. Maybe next year. Light bar. Light bar. Light bar, light bar, light bar. Light bar, light bar, light bar, light bar. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 14 light bars on that thing. Just up on the roof rack alone, that's a lot of light bars. So SEMA has a lot of really cool cars, like this sports car and all those Lamborghinis, but this was the coolest car that I found at SEMA. This is a Baja Bug. These guys race it down in Baja, run some BFG tires, it's got Optima batteries, it's got all this gear inside for racing. They have these Max tracks up on top. These are like plastic things you can put under your tires if you get stuck, helps you get out of loose sand. It's almost to the point where there's so many light bars now that when you do see a truck or a Jeep or a Baja Bug with one of these on, it stands out, it's different. So really cool car here. You can tell it's been off-road, it's dirty, it's got some dents, some dings, but that's what's another thing unusual about SEMA. You see so many million-dollar vehicles here. When you come across something that's a little bit rough around the edges, it almost stands out against everything else. I think somebody forgot to detail this before the show. SEMA has a lot of glitz and glam. There's like fancy bright pink Lamborghinis and bedazzled Rolls Royces, and that's neat to see. 54-inch Super Swampers on the Hummer. Got about 10 light bars on it. But at the same time, everybody comes to SEMA with their new widget, their new part that they want to show off to the industry. Okay, we're gonna start in the tire and wheel section. I love big tires, and I always come here every year to see what's new in the market. We're gonna run over to Falcon Tire. They've got a new mud tire, they've got a new race car in their booth. We're gonna go see what it's all about. Morning, John. How's it going?
Fred? Good.
So this is your new race car?
Yep.
Now, you've raced King of the Hammers, but the 2 times you drove, you won your class.
Yeah.
And this is your new car for which class?
This is going to be in the EMC modified class. So basically, I kind of refer to it as a 37-inch tire class.
The rules of that class are 37-inch tires, steering box.
Yeah, mechanical steering, 14-inch travel shock, 2 shocks per wheel, so we can run a bypass and a coilover, but the shocks have to connect right to the axles. Got to have square tubing frame between the motor mount and the back of the seat. We did a perimeter frame on this one. You notice, you can see the square tubing runs around the outside of the car.
So the frame is actually at the,
right.
Like your rock slider is your frame?
Right.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
It has a perimeter frame.
So there's really nothing that's a Jeep on this Jeep. Now these are these new Falcon mud tires?
Yep.
Have you driven on these yet?
No, we haven't used them yet. We are scheduled to go out and start some testing here in the next couple weeks.
So these tires are so new that they just rolled them in here for the SEMA show.
They put these on here at the show.
Oh, really?
And drove just from the parking lot to here. That's as far as they've been off-road here.
You were building this vehicle around a tire that you had never even seen yet?
Yeah.
Now what engine's in this one?
This has got the same LS3 GM Performance package. We really like the way it worked in our last car. We built a tri-Y header system for it. Brings the mid-range of it way up, so it makes it really drivable. You know, we're not going crazy with horsepower. We just want the thing to run good.
Cool. Maybe we'll come out and see you peel out.
Hope to see you out there.
Thanks, John.
All right, we'll see you later.
We'll talk to you soon.
Hi, would you like a Falcon lanyard?
Yeah, I should have
right.
interviewed you. Do you know anything about race cars?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. We'll talk to John next time.
All right.
Let's go look at your tires.
All right.
I think this year, even though there was some innovation, it was a lot of kind of redesign and re-engineering of old parts. A lot of cool technology in the winch field alone. iPhone controlled winches, the new lightweight parts that Warren had, the new winch with the air compressors. There's just neat stuff like that all over the place. Hey Dave, what is new from Super Winch in the winch world? You can run your winch from your phone?
You can. That's not really the most important feature. The most important thing is the diagnostics. And that information is available. Afterwards you could say, wow, I was really up there on my amp draw. I'm going to have to look at my motor.
Does it record it while it's doing it so you can go back after
It will record it. Essentially, you'll see I was at runtime critical for how long. That's going to be one of the features that we'll have available because that information's all there. But looking at it real time is interesting. You can look at it, you can see where am I as far as temperature is concerned. When am I going to have to stop? If you're really buried and you're in the mud, you're mired up to the wheels or higher, you think you can get it out. You don't go for a snatch block. You start pulling, those amps start spiking, which you can see on your phone. You know, I gotta look at a different recovery.
So this is like a controller that attaches to any of the Super Winch winches or just to this one?
No, it's gonna be retrofit to any Super Winch.
Huh. It's overwhelming. When you leave SEMA at the end of the week, you are worn out from looking at cool stuff. What's up, Dave?
How you doing?
How's your SEMA going?
Really well so far.
I see you have a big truck here this year instead of a Jeep.
Well, we just kind of felt that we needed a vehicle that's a little bit more capable for the outdoor enthusiast and the expedition, hardcore expedition, carry a little more weight.
Okay.
We've seen a lot of people wanting campers.
So take a 3/4 ton truck and you get 40s under it?
Right, 3 inches of lift. So we'll have 2 packages. We'll have a 37-inch tire package and a 40-inch tire package. This is the bigger one.
Okay.
Part of that is not only our suspension, but our proprietary wheel and our new fender flare.
So you have to cut open the fender to get this flare on to fit the big tires?
Right, slight trim. It's literally just the fender itself. It could be repaired.
What all does the suspension encompass?
Well, the suspension, we changed all the geometry. And the interesting thing about that is we set out from the beginning to build it using the stock springs.
Okay.
And the reason was for just this truck alone, well, this and the 3500, there's 37 different front springs. And typically in the aftermarket, when you order a lift for this car, you're going to get a diesel spring or a gas spring, and that's it. So we really wanted to focus this whole suspension around the stock springs. But we were able to do a lot with geometry and shock tuning.
Okay. So you lifted it 3 inches without changing the spring at all?
Correct. So essentially this truck, from the geometry standpoint, it doesn't know it's lifted. And from a driving standpoint, it really doesn't drive like a lifted truck at all.
Now tell me about this bumper. It's really clean. How do you guys get away with doing stuff formed like this as compared to most guys that cut and weld everything together?
So we stamped this product, and this is amazing, even for us, because of the material thickness. This is a 3/16 steel plate, and we stamped this form into it. And we have a lot of different options for the bumper, including a full brush guard, the partial brush guard, different corners with different fog light options. So it'll be really customizable. And the other unique thing is when we set out to design this bumper, we did it so we have no exposed welds. And part of that reason was so that the customer could set it up and have different painting options.
Rear bumper? Other accessories?
Yeah,
like
by
that?
this time next year, we'll have a whole package, just like we do for the Wrangler, where we essentially do every part on the car. We'll be doing every part on the Ram.
I look for the stuff that's really gonna kind of tip the scales or really show up in the off-road industry and is different than what guys have done before, seen before. And every year there's a lot of stuff that's just kind of the same old thing re-engineered, and then every now and then there's some new thing where you're like, wow, why didn't I think of that? How's it going?
Good, Kay Walker.
Nice to meet you, Fred Williams.
Nice to meet you,
Now
Fred.
you guys do fuel tanks for trucks.
We do Dodge, GMCs, and Fords,
Okay,
long and short beds.
okay.
And on the short beds, we double. Like, for example, this one has a 25-gallon we replace with a 50.
50 gallons of
50
fuel.
gallon of fuel. The in-bed tank we do is here, and that's 60 gallon.
Okay,
The way this truck sits, we have 50 gallon, 11, 12, 13, 14 is 50 gallon.
yep.
We have a 60 bed in bed, And then we have our wonderful new product, the spare tire tank.
Yeah.
Because most people, 70% of the people don't use their spare tires. So we take this dead space and put the tank in. This tank will fit Dodge, GMC, and Ford from 99 to 2014.
And how many gallons is that?
30 gallons.
How does this work? Does it run straight to the engine or does it
It goes into the other tank. We have a control system.
Okay.
You turn it on. This is inside the tank.
Okay.
It measures the amount of fuel. Each of those lights goes on.
Yep.
You can see it goes off as it gets lower.
Yep.
And it'll shut itself off automatically.
Oh, all right. Does this fill up at the same place, or do you have to put a
No,
new filler
there's a
neck?
filler neck right here.
Oh, it's right inside the
Yep.
bed.
So you have a choice of going on the outside or on the inside.
That's brilliant. That's one of those things that when I saw it in the new products, I was like, duh, why didn't I think of that? That's it for our SEMA coverage. There is so much cool stuff at this show. You've got to come if you ever get the chance. Whether it's a hot rod, an import car, a Jeep, 4x4, if you like automotive stuff, the SEMA Show is the place to come see new stuff. Like this booth, more light bars. I'm gonna go talk to them. I'll catch you next time. Hey, how's it going? Win this Jeep. How do I win this Jeep?
This Jeep is a fundraiser for the California Association of Four-Wheel Drive Clubs.
Okay.
A ticket like this for $5 will give you a chance to win this Jeep February 22nd next year at our annual convention. You can go on our website at cal4wheel.com and order as many tickets as you like.
Awesome.
This helps keep the trails open in California.
Sweet. And anybody all over the country could order it?
Anybody can order it. Last year's was won by an out-of-state winner. You don't have to be there to win. We will call you the night of February 22nd and tell you you won the Jeep.
You'll call
You just
me?
come
You
and
tell
get
me
it.
that I won?
If you win it,
Oh, if I win
you
it.
got it.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
We'll see you that night when you call me.
Yes.